obviously, many people like myself, we found ourselves out of a job when the pandemic happened, especially in the public sector. There was no way for people doing public events like I was responsible for as my philanthropic position was. And one of their content creators for the radio show found an article that I published for a game publication out of the United Kingdom on accessibility in video games. And they kind of sleuthed me down. They found me and they asked me to come on to their podcast that they do. And I recorded some content with them, did a couple appearances, and they were just very nice. Everybody there kept encouraging me to use my voice, and they kept telling me that my lived experience had purpose and could be used for, encouragement or maybe hopefully change the world in a better way. And I finally one day decided that I should take the plunge and get my voice out there and created my podcast. So the Unsighted Radio was launched in 2022. So it's been going for about 2 years now. And yeah, it's just one of the things where I never intended to do it, but it was kind of one of those things where it felt like the world was telling me, you need to do this. So I listened and I decided that I was going to become an advocate.
Yeah, the excuse generational trauma only goes so far. I mean, that's okay, that's the backstory, but you're here now and you can make some positive changes. Everyone has the power to do that. Not always the right circumstances around them to enable them to make those changes right away, maybe.
I think it takes a bigger person to step back and say, okay, well, didn't you hate when they hoarded all of the independence and confidence that you're having and experiencing for yourself now? Didn't you hate that when it happened to you? And I think it takes a really honest and humble person to say, yeah, I did hate that. And then want the goal to be that they want the next generation to not have to feel that way or have to experience any of the shortcomings that society experiences systematically because of disability.
It's awesome in the gaming community. Watching all these developers be able to go in and show that things can be accessible. You can't make accommodations and implant it inside your systems for everything else, including work, and everything online can be. And there's a lot of excuses and justifications and stuff like that, but it is very, very possible.
Yeah, it is. And all those excuses and that are thrown up are because people don't want to let go of their comfort.
Yeah, the way I look at it, comparing, what's going on in the gaming world with the outside, real world is, the excuses are becoming less and less acceptable. It's like, no, you can't keep telling me that you can't do it because you're too small of a company. It's like, well, I have like 10 examples of single individual developers that made an accessible game. So there is an actual diagram, a blueprint plan for you to make your game accessible. And I look at the outside world, like during the pandemic, remote work became a true thing. And for the first time, for a lot of disabled people, they were now able to get jobs. They were now able to start working and making money for themselves, really start creating a lifestyle for themselves that they hadn't been able to have access to prior to remote work becoming more and more abundant. And now we see that, oh, okay, we're going to take the accessibility of remote work away because now you have to come back in person. Yeah, but now you're going to remove all the accessibility. It's like, you can't tell me you can't make positions accessible or remote when you prove that you could do it.